All right, welcome back. Hip replacement recalls, rather, are a big issue right now.
Absolutely. Joining us with what that means for you is Piliponis from the Higgins Firm. We've been seeing some of these ads saying if you've had hip replacement, some of the parts they may have installed might be bad, right?
It's actually the whole hip. I mean, it's the component part that goes in is what they've had some problems with, metal on metal wearing down.
Well, and we were just talking about this. I mean, it's not like your car. When you have a recall on your car, all of a sudden you get this notice in the mail saying, hey, take it in and get it fixed. This is your hip. I mean, you've had a major surgery. So what happens in this case? That's
true. And what they've done is they've relied on doctors to get the word out to the people that they've put hips in that, hey, there's an unacceptable fail rate in these hips, and you need to have it you need to come in, have it looked at.
Okay.
And the problem that we're seeing, most of the people know. Most of the people that have one of these hips have gotten some sort of notification. But if you've moved and changed doctors, or your doctor's retired, there are still some people out there that don't know that the hip that they see on TV, or the hip that, every now and then you catch a commercial that says, oh, there's hip problems, don't know that that's their hip. So there are still some people out there that just have no way of knowing, or haven't heard and haven't got some direct, hey, your hip might be bad.
Yeah.
Sure.
By the way, this thing that's inside your body might be bad.
Could fail.
Right. When you're taking on a recall like this, a medical recall, what in general is the success rate for you guys to take on a lawsuit like this?
Well, these kind of cases they all follow kind of the same pattern, because you have these all over the country, and what they don't want to have happen is they don't want to have a bunch of different rulings from a bunch of different judges and a bunch of different discovery from a bunch of different lawyers. So what they'll do is they'll consolidate it into a multi-district litigation. And this one's been consolidated into multi-district litigation, so that one judge is kind of hearing all the discovery issues. The discovery's all kind of lumped together, and then they'll go through the process of each side giving the other side all their information, and they'll pick a few representative cases. They'll take those representative cases to trial, and then you'll still have the right to do whatever you want to do with your case.
Okay.
But the company will have a good idea of what these cases, what the juries think of these cases. The lawyers will all have a good idea of what the juries think of these cases, and it gives you some parameter for what those cases are worth.
Sure. Is this a long, drawn-out process, long trial?
Yeah.
These are all fairly long, drawn-out processes, because you have such technical, medical, and you have actual people who talk about how the metal works, and you have people who talk about how the hip is supposed to work, and you have doctors talk about how it's affecting their patients. So there's a lot of discovery that will go into this kind of case.
Well, and I think it's interesting that you mentioned if you do become a part of this, as far as like a class action suit against them, that you can still then pursue your own case. It's not something where you would waive your rights.
It's not a class action.
It isn't. Okay.
For multi-district litigation, and I guess it's just kind of a funny term, but what they're doing is making sure that you don't have a bunch of different rulings from a bunch of different judges that are inconsistent with each other. So they put it all under the purview of one judge, so that judge can kind of be the word of that case.
Okay.
And all the cases around the country will be the same. You still have your own individual case, but you're kind of subject to what they're doing on the multi-district litigation team, and how the discovery's developed, how everything's developed, but you can still go get your own experts. You still have your own case.
Okay, that's good to know. If you need more information on this, a lot of people out there probably have questions. It's 1-800-705-2121. HHPfirm.com is where you can find them online. Also, if you have questions and you'd like, you can send them to us, Tennessee Mornings at fox17.com. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you, Rick.
Good to see you. Let's check in now with Craig to see what we can expect throughout the day and beyond.
Thank you very much, Kelly. And this is a look at our radar. I want to show this to you.